I should have actually sat on a table. Anyways, ఇందులో చూసుకుంటా సెట్ చేసుకుంటా అసలు అర్థం కూడా కాదు ఇంటికి ఎట్లున్నాయి మనకి. But let me see if the stream has started. Yeah, you can hear me well enough. Okay, let's get started. I'm gonna watch the trailer if people haven't already watched. And I do have a bunch to talk about the film itself and what I think is the vision behind it and what I think they're trying to do, right? So, yep. So I'll play it for you. I'm not going to talk in, but maybe I'll stop and give. I'll stop and give. In a, my yeah, that's what I was wondering. Why wasn't it looking as good? First of all, I don't even care. I swear, I don't even care if it was made from AI, if it was made from whatever, right? I know as someone who's made AI content, as someone who's actually dabbled into 3D animation, I know it was actually made by real people because you can't get the amount of detail that you get over here in AI. It's simply not possible. Even if you do, I don't think the shots would have looked this visually aesthetic. Maybe you could recreate a bunch of it, like half of it, but sorry, but it's not really AI. And don't call it AI because you're disrespecting on the work of I don't know how many people and staff or how many minds have gone into making this. Because the thing is, you're gonna simply say, "Oh, it's an AI frame," but there's actually people and Mr. Rajamouli himself who sits and designs this entire frame. They design what should be here and what should be on this side of the frame or this side of the frame. The parts that we don't usually look at. Most people are looking at this frame. Nobody's even giving a shit about what's over there, what's over there, what's over there. But as a filmmaker, you got to put something there, right? And that is the hardest part. Other than the subject of the frame, what else can you do in the frame that should not take the viewer's eyes into the wrong direction and also not let the user feel like it's way too empty of a frame? It's a hard job, and people telling me, screaming that it's AI, it's stupid. Like, just stop. That's a great shot. I loved it. I was still waiting to see if something will get me sold. I wasn't sold yet. Honestly, this shot, um, I liked it. This particular frame looks like there's something going on. They're cooking up something. I mean, ఏదో మంత్రాలు చేస్తారు ఏదో చేస్తారు. So I'm guessing this could. I'll talk about what I think is the story in the end. Then I'll talk about why I think that is the story. But yeah, I could be wrong. Just speculation. And then it transitions into asteroid. Good looking frame. Did you see the detail for everyone saying that it's AI? Watch how the small asteroid gets into the big dashes into the big ones. Guess just see what happens. Oh my god, I pushed it way too far. Again. Did you see? Did you see? Repeat again. Watch. Did you see that? Think I can do that? Anyways, glass a shelf. This was a beautiful frame, by the way. Beautiful frame, beautiful framing. Everything's pretty good. I love this. I know the entire trailer kind of looks. It's not a trailer. It's more of a vision board or say what they're trying to achieve. But the entire thing kind of looks hyper realistic because it was actually CG'd, and some of it looks like it was CG'd, which is not a bad thing actually. They try to give it as make it as real as possible, and I think I'd prefer this than having to deal with anything bad. So I'm really sorry. And if you are hearing any noise, I'm so sorry. I have the dishwasher on and I'm not at my home. So I just had to make this video. So I'm doing it. And I love this rain, the whole Africa thing. I'm like, how are they going to carry this? This frame was interesting to me because if you look, it's the same mountain, so it's pretty much the same location and everything else. And there's a rope being thrown to save it or to try, or and as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, this is where he's trying to go, and um, and he's gonna have to cross this, and it's gonna be an epic sequence because we know Rajamouli. Another good transition. The transitions are insane in this video. In this, there are so many details because I'll tell you why. What I feel is, remember the posters of PC? Um, you can see there's a temple, and um, you can see that I don't know how to say it. It's a cave, right? And the PC's poster also had a cave on the right side of it. I'll pull it up later, but the insane detail here would be the guy running. Is it MB? You can see there's a bunch of guys. Is it him? Is it the mirror world that everyone was talking about, or whatever Rajamouli is trying to do? Or it's insane. This frame is insane, and you can see Mahesh Babu here. You can see, I think, who I believe is PC, and maybe we have been cheated with the yellow sari, and actually it's red. Could be because this location seems way too similar, but could be anything. Let's just sort of speculate. Wait, slow down. Okay, before this starts, this is the bit that sold me, and I'm only going to watch this in 1.43 is to 1 ratio, which is the full screen IMAX ratio. I don't even care if I have to go to another state. I don't even care if I travel far. I'm willing to do it, and I'll do it gladly, even if the trailer teaser doesn't look as good. I'm going to go because he shot a sequence of Ramayana, which is, I don't think anybody could do justice to the books, the epics of India, like Ramayana and Mahabharata and Mr. Rajamouli, because he knows the real flavor of it and he knows how to frame it. And I have never seen a shot of Ramayana so good in a film. I'm not even kidding to you. Just watch it. I'm not even going to talk. Such a beautiful sequence. What a frame, guys. What a frame. I do think it's Lanka because if you see, it looks like Ramasetu here. Um, and Ram, and I do think it's Ravan. Most people are speculating if it's him or not, but it's a great take. It's a great take on Ramayana. Like look at the Vanar Sena holding up Rama. It's incredible. incredible. The whole shot, it's insane. I could be wrong, but the one thing I'm not wrong is it's insane. The visual, the vision is insane. Like, and bro, this one frame is good enough for me to go to theaters. I'm Before we get to this, I don't know what was that frame that kind of threw me off. Not threw me off in a sense like where I'm not interested. Threw me off in a way, intrigued me more like to know more about what is going on and what's this world about. Right. Every other frame, I think I made a bit of sense and I stitched up an entire story in my own head. But this one frame, the Varanasi frame where the thing appears, like the beam appears. I'm not sure what is going on there entirely, but let's get to the chunk of. ఇక్కడ కూడా ఐ వాస్ థింకింగ్ ఇక్కడ కాంటినెంట్ డిఫరెంట్గా అనిపిస్తుంది. ఇస్ ఇట్ ద యుఎస్ ఆర్ ఐ డోంట్ రియలీ అండర్స్టాండ్ వాట్ కాంటినెంట్ ఇస్ ఇట్. If anybody could make out, like, can you make out, is it the US? There's like, it could be Alaska here and that could be Florida down there, but I could be really wrong, because there's another landmass over here. I'm not sure. Is it really this? Is he using the modern Earth to do that, or is he using a different version? Because we're time traveling through so many, so much of traveling through a huge difference in time. So could be anything, but maybe it's the modern world. I'm guessing. But if we did go a step far to put in a different time of the Earth, then it would be great. I was kind of hoping the moon would sit right on top of the eye, but it did not happen. I mean, a moon here wouldn't have hurt. Maybe I'm just asking too much. Beautiful sequence. అండ్ ఇందులో కనిపిస్తలేదు కానీ ఫుల్ స్క్రీన్ ఆస్పెక్ట్లో లైక్ ఐ థింక్ నంది తల కూడా కనిపిస్తుంది అనుకుంటా. అండ్ ఇట్ లుక్డ్ గుడ్. ఆ షాట్ బాగుంది. ఈ షాట్ ఇట్ ఫీల్స్ లైక్ ఇట్స్ క్రాప్డ్ ఇన్, యూనో, ఇట్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఫీల్స్ లైక్ ఇట్ క్రాప్డ్ ఇన్ ఫర్ యాక్చువల్లీ గుడ్. I'm fucking happy that it's filmed for IMAX and ఇండియాలోకి వస్తుంది ఫార్మాట్. అండ్ ఇండియాలో థియేటర్స్ రావాలి ప్లీజ్. 1.43 థియేటర్స్ రావాలి. అసలు 1.9 లేవు మన దగ్గర ఎక్కువ. జస్ట్ సాడ్ బికాజ్ మనం ఏ సినిమా చూసినా రియల్ ట్రూ ఐమాక్స్ కూడా అసలు 1.9 ఐమాక్స్. ఇట్స్ లైక్ నాట్ రియలీ ఐమాక్స్ ఫుల్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ అని. ఐ వుడ్ లవ్ ఫర్ మన హైదరాబాద్లో ఇక్కడ నేను వస్తే మస్తు ఉంటుంది. ఒక 1.43 ఇష్టం. రెండు వచ్చినా బాగుంటుంది. బట్ యా, టు గెట్ ఇన్ టు మై థాట్స్, ఫస్ట్ థింగ్స్ ఫస్ట్, ఎస్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇచ్చి వాడేస్తాడు, నో డౌట్, అబ్సల్యూట్లీ నో డౌట్ ఇన్ దట్. వాట్ ఐమ్ సో ఇంప్రెస్డ్ అబౌట్ ఇస్ I was expecting a very adventure, globe-trotting action movie where it's a very simple, plain story. A guy who loves adventure and who goes into different forests to, get out of them safe and sound, or to get something like the Indiana Jones. That's what I had in my mind. But then it blew me away with the whole time travel, the Ramayana aspect of it, and so much more that's just going on in the trailer, in this vision board of his. And I'm simply stoked. This is what he does. It feels like you know what he's doing, but then he pulls out a move that you completely weren't expecting at all. It happened in all of his movies. I do think most of the people experience this, and if people did not, I'm sorry for you. You don't know how to enjoy cinema. I'm joking, man. I'm joking. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. It's whatever, right? But to get to this, what I think is the story for this movie is he's an ardent of fan of Wilbur Smith comics, right? So there was there's I think it's a novel or whatever, right? I've heard this story somewhere. So there's this novel about two brothers who one of them becomes a globetrotter and the other one ends up being paralyzed because of the other one, of course. And the story kind of goes where the I'll give you a glimpse of it. There's two brothers living in, I think, Africa, and one of them is really adventurous. That the young the oldest one is really adventurous. He loves going out in the forest. He loves taking on hikes and doing whatever, and you know, just loves doing new stuff. And the other one just sticks at home. He's very shy, very scared of the world, and what in that sense, into going into forest and going on trips and hikes and whatever, right? So the older one keeps on taunting the younger one about that he's always fearful of the forest or fearful of these adventurous things. And one day the younger one decides he'll go along with him, and he does. And what happens is they end up coming. Um, they end up seeing a lion. I think it was a lion or a bear. Not a bear, not a bear. I guess it was a lion. And they end up in front of a lion. And the older one escapes, kind of escapes, because he knows already how to. I'm not saying they ran away from it. Nobody can outrun a lion, of course. He knows how to get away and how to sense. And the younger one is kind of stuck, and then the younger one tries to escape, and he falls onto a rock. The lion just moves away from there. He's not interested to eat any one of them. But the younger one hits on his back and breaks the spinal cord or something, and then loses all of his motion, right? And he ends up in a wheelchair. And now the older one is filled with guilt, and he cannot be at home, and then he leaves home and becomes this globetrotter, essentially that goes into every different place that most people die at or whatever, etc. And then they cross paths again in the future when this guy gets called for a meeting from one of the biggest mafia bosses, and guess who it is? It is the paralyzed brother, and he knows the paralyzed brother does know that he's calling his brother, but this one does not. So the film I'm not sure where the story goes after that, but this is pretty much the template for it. This is what happens. And the younger one, who ends up being paralyzed, becomes an arms dealer, an illegal arms dealer, right? And they cross paths, and yeah, that's the story of the novel, I guess. And I think SSR kind of gave it an Indian touch, gave it a science fiction with time travel, but I do think it's still the same story. I mean, I feel so. I don't know why. I feel like Prithvi and Mahesh could be brothers or very close or whatever, right? And then he ends up being paralyzed because of him. And then he does leave home and become a globetrotter. And then Prithvi calls him and asks him to, since you're such a great whatever, if we get hands on Sanjeevani, maybe I could get to cure myself. Okay. And Mahesh likes the idea because of course it was he does carry the guilt that it's because of him, and he wants to take it off of his shoulders, and if he could do something about it, he would definitely go and do it, right? So I think they go time travel through time in bunch of different places, end up in different places, and I think all the shots shown in the movie are places or things that are related to the Sanjeevani, because from this shot, which I, in my sense, I think it's being made here, and then the asteroid part of it was maybe um, because it happens in 2027. I really cannot tell what's the reason behind it, but I do believe it also is an essential part of the story. And I think this is where it clearly shows that you see how also what's the year. Oh, Shelf Cliff, Antarctica. Okay. Anyways, so you see this frame. This frame kind of screams most people, most pirates or whatever, because I feel like it's a pirate ship for some reason, because you can make out a bit of things from there, and it looks like it. And there's also people that are dead here. You can see people just being dead. Um, so I think it's a place where some most globetrotters have come to get whatever from there and failed, and most of them failed. Most of them died, and of course Mahesh is going to be one of them who's going to come to this place, and God knows what happens. But I do think it kind of revolves around Sanjeevani. Maybe it's one of those. Um, it's potentially the place that it's at, and they're going to all the places that it's potentially at, if you know what I mean. Like they're going to Africa thinking it's in this, where you have to get across from the wildlife and get into this, into the and get on, hike the mountain, and do whatever, right? Which I do think the cave is inside there, but I'm not sure. But and then there's the ice, the Antarctica shot, where I do think, so I feel like they will circle up a bunch of places where they could find it, and they keep going one after the other, like an end game where they try to find the stones. And then this shot is of the same place, them trying to get there, is what I think is happening here. And then this shot could be inside the that one, or could be at Varanasi, is what I'm guessing. And this shot also shows that I do know, and I do believe most people know that Sanjeevani was used in the Ramayana to cure Lakshmana, I'm guessing, and Hanuman um, gets it. I do think I see a tree here, if my eyes aren't lying to me. So I'm guessing it's the Sanjeevani, because Hanuma gets the whole tree and not the plant itself, right? The fruit, or however it looks, because the description wasn't so clear. I remember writing it in my Telugu exam. గుర్తొస్తలేదు కానీ యా బాగుంటుంది స్టోరీ. నాకు చాలా ఇష్టం రామాయణం. ఇట్స్ బ్రిలియంట్ స్టోరీ అసలు. అంటే చెప్తేనే ఎంతో బాగుంటుంది. జస్ట్ ఇంకా మేకింగ్ అంటే ఇంకా వేరే ఉండాలి. బట్ ఐ డోంట్ థింక్ there's ever been a proper film made on it to show how truly great of a story that is, great of a epic for India that is. ఓకే, ఇక్కడైతే సంజీవని ఉంది, అండ్ ఇక్కడ బాబు ఇంకా పృథ్వీ కనిపిస్తున్నారు, విచ్ డస్ సీమ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్సేన్, రైట్? అండ్ you see the tail goes all the way from like that, and I feel like they've gone to this as a last resort to get the Sanjeevani, and then they end up meeting Lord Ram here, because as SS has spoiled it to us, Ram is going to be Mahesh itself, and I don't know, like if I can make out if there is any close up in this, and yeah, in the last shot, I think it's in the current time when they get back or whatever, when Rudra realizes Prithvi is not actually wanting to cure himself, but trying to do something else that's more evil to the world, and now he's trying to stop it. So I think that is the setup. I could be completely far off from whatever that is, because I was so far off from whatever I was expecting out of this film already now. So could be really far off, but that is what I do think's happening, and that is what I do think is it is it's going. That's what I do think it's going to be. But I do love the surprise from SS every time. So yeah, super stoked, super excited. It's going to be amazing, that's for sure. And watching it in 1.43 time is to 1 IMAX, full aspect, full screens. It's going to be a, a memorable film for for me, and yeah, it's going to be a classic. Most people don't realize this, and I don't think there's any other film that comes close to it. And stop comparing this. Stop comparing SSR with any other filmmaker in India, because I think he's in the league of is in the league of legends of filmmakers from all across the world. So I don't think there's anyone in India that could compare to what he could deliver and what he does. Good storytelling. So all I want to say there is I've been seeing so many hateful comments on Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, right? Saying it's not really good, not really that. But I know honestly most of them are excited, and most of them would buy the ticket on the first day. And let's wait and see. I am sold. My ticket is sold with this. Um, but I'm really excited for the Ramayana bit. I'm super stoked. If I could move time, if I could time travel, I would go and watch the Ramayana sequel, because it was insane. Love to see it, and then SS will do the justice to it. So that is my reaction, which is very half baked, because I'm not really at my comfort space to be talking completely like I want to, or to completely put my thoughts straight, right? But anyways, I will get back to it. I'll try to make another video about this, or we'll go over all of the posts in Reddit and Twitter some point. I'm kind of busy this week. Um, yeah, some point. And also, I did film most of my film that's coming up, like the short film. It's going to be like 3 minutes or 2 minutes at max. It's a nice story. It's a fun story, and that's all I could tell you. And it does have aspects of a bit of. I'm not going to say it actually. It does have a good, good story. It does have it's a nice little story. I'm not going to say it. It's really great, but it's a good story. Let it shoot everything, and I kind by mistake I deleted the most important scene, and that kind of put me at halt. And I cannot reshoot it until the 18th. That's when I go back. So it's the 15th today. So it's going to take me till the 18th to go back and get on it, and reshoot a few sequences and add another thing that I thought of. Kind of feel grateful that I got the break, because it kind of gave me a more I don't know, a better picture to do it well, and also to shoot a few other sequences that could make it better. So it's fine. I wanted to make it in one night. Actually, I shot it in on the new iPhone 17 Pro Max without a tripod, without anything. I had to put the camera somewhere and do it. And trust me, there was no storage on my phone, so I only had 20 seconds for each scene to act. I took about 16, 17 shots Some of them 20 seconds, some of them 30, and yeah, most of them are going to get cut anyways. And yeah, I'll try to do good. That's all I could say. So yeah, I'll see you guys, and hopefully, hopefully y'all will like it. And I'm also doing so many other things. You should go see on Instagram what I'm doing. Um, yeah, I do a bunch of stuff. Instagram has a different persona of me, and YouTube has a different side of me. So yeah, um, as you can tell, I'm not really in the best of spaces to talk right now, and best of yeah. It's I feel stupid because I came on live and now I don't feel like actually talking everything that I wanted to. But um, I'll give you guys my honest opinion very soon. I do feel it's honest enough for now. So yep, I'll end off with this frame. Ah, I don't want anything else on the frame. No. Yep. So S is Rajamuri's Varanasi. It's going to be epic, and I'll see you soon. That was fucking stupid.